Well, here we are back in the Ohio hardwoods with our second gobbler. Nice turkey. Not as big as the other one. Not as big as the one I got Tuesday, but still a nice turkey. Probably about probably 22-pound turkey. You know, I don't know yet. We ain't weighed him, but he's got a nice beard, as you can see. And just a pretty gobbler. Nothing wrong with that. You know, about a 3-year-old. He's got kind of sharp spurs, but he ain't a 2-year-old. He's probably 3. But let me sit down here a minute and look at him and discuss it a little bit. Anyway, this turkey here was just hung up. Pretty turkey. But anyway, he was just hung up, and I didn't hear a turkey till 9 o'clock. And I mean, daylight, it was just dead silent. It's kind of been that way kind of all week, and it's just things like up in the daytime they start gobbling, and that's good, because that goes to show you this time of year they're by themselves, they're wanting to get with a hen. And I didn't hear him till about 9 o'clock, and then worked him till I think I shot him right about 5 to 11 or something like that. So I worked him pretty good time, but he was hung up. I think this may be, and I'm not for sure, because it wasn't real close to where I killed the other one, but this may be the gobbler that I actually called in Tuesday before I killed that big one that came in spitting and drumming and never could see him. But he was probably, I don't know, probably 200 yards or 300 yards probably from where I killed the other one. So this actually may be the one that almost came in. I heard him down there, and he just kind of shied off because that big one was coming. But he was sure putting up a lot of gobbling. Man, this thing just kept gobbling. And thank the Lord for Onyx maps, because I really don't know the property over there that good. I've only hunted it, just a couple days this week, or 3 days this week, and then since I killed that other one, I've been, going different places, but anyways, this turkey here started gobbling at 9 o'clock. And I looked on the map, and I thought, well, I can't get to him that way because he's going to see me. He was right on top of a ridge, and I'm down here like in an old cow pasture. And I thought I could call him down to that cow pasture, but he just stayed right there on that ridge. And I looked on Onyx, and I thought, well, I can go around this way. And so it took me about 30 minutes to walk the long way around and try to get on the opposite side of him. And my goal was to get up in front of him on top of that ridge, and go around the side of the hill and get in front of him, call him back up the ridge. That was my goal, and I never called to him. Never, ever called. Here's how I checked him. I checked him with a crow call. And boy, he was just gobbling at everything. And then, of course, I was hen calling to him down in that pasture, and he was just gobbling back at me and walking back and forth. But when I was walking, around, I just kept checking him. And then other crows, they'd go over, and he was just gobbling. So I kind of knew where he was staying. So that was good. So when I get up there, it took me about 30 minutes. When I get up there, I still wasn't where I wanted to be, but I checked him one time with the crow, and man, he was just like right. He was probably 100 yards or less, and I was like, oh man, I'm okay, all right. So I just looked around, and I got him. There was like a top of a little old green-looking field there, and there was like a little old lane here and a lane there, and it was all brushy and briars around this one tree. So I had my little pruning snips, and so I was just he was still gobbling up there, and I never called to him. See, that's the main thing. Don't be calling going to a turkey when you're trying to set up on him, because if he's really hot, now this one was hung up, but if he's really hot, he come running in on you, and you ain't set up right, you just run into each other, and then you spook him, and so you don't want him looking for you, or you don't want to look in your direction, calling. So I just let him do what he normally was doing, and then once I got up there where I knew I had to sit down, I got them pruning snips, and I just started quietly trying to prune me out a place to sit. Well, the only place I had was in front of me. There was a little old grassy lane, and then right here on this side of me, there was a little oat and it was just, I was like, man, this ain't the best setup. But and all this over here to my right was just all brush, like just old brushy stuff. And I didn't really think he'd come to my right because it was brush. I figured he'd come down them lanes looking for them hens if he came at all. So I got there and I started calling just softly, started calling on my slate call. That seems like that's what he was answering the most, was that fire starter slate call from Spring Fever Custom Calls. And he just answer it. I'd mouth call and he wouldn't say nothing, but I'd hit that slate call, man, he'd answer it. So I was like, okay, that'll work. So I sit there and I was just purring and clucking, I wouldn't get real fired up. And but he just kept gobbling and he'd answer me back. Well, this turkey stayed right there for the longest time. And he just kept doing what he was doing. Well, in a situation like that, what have I said before? You remember 2 months ago, before turkey season started, I did the video on the best turkey call sometimes is silence. And, I tried everything to this turkey. I clucked, I purred, he gobbled. I was trying to let him gobble 4 or 5 times and call to him, try to get in his head that way. And he did come a little bit when I started doing that. When I let him gobble 3 or 4 times and call to him, let him gobble 3 or 4 times. He did come a little bit, but he still was on that ridge. So after about probably 20 after 10 or something, I'd been working him for a good while, and he just kept gobbling. Well, if they ain't coming in, hey, try something else. And here's what you try: zip your lip. Don't say nothing. Put your slate call down. Put your call in the roof of your mouth if you want, and don't say nothing. And that's what killed this turkey. You know what? I never said a word for about 35, 40 minutes, never called in. He just kept gobbling. He wanted me to answer him. But these turkeys like that, they get in these strut zones, and if you're just down there yakking away, and I know we all like to hear him gobble, we all like, to call, and he cuts us off. We like that, but if he ain't coming any closer, there ain't no point in wasting your time, and just, hey, you're down here going, I love you, I love you, I love you, and he's up here gobbling, well, come on up here, I love you, and you go, come on, and he's just going to stay there and gobble his head off. So just be quiet, shut your mouth, and just wait him out. And that's exactly what I did, and that's what I did with this turkey here. I just waited him out, and sure enough, about 30 minutes, he come right on in, or 40, something like that. And the thing of it was he come to my right through that brush. And you know what? Listen, this ain't a commercial for Mossy Oak, but this is why that I believe in Mossy Oak, and this is why I've always wear this camo right here. You can't beat a classic. I was sitting up against that tree. I was kind of exposed. It wasn't the greatest setup, and he come over in that brush to my right, and I'm expecting him to come in front of me. So yeah, he was getting ready to get by me. I seen him over there. He was about 20 yards, 25 yards, something like that. And he was in gun range when I saw him, but he was just right there, and I just seen him move in that brush. And when he came out, I seen his old red head and his white head, and I seen his beard, and I was like, oh no, man. And well, he was going to get by me. He was going to go right on past me. And here's what I did. Honest to God, here's what I did. I was just doing this right here, and just slowly. Now you don't want to be doing this stuff, but I was just slowly. And he's got his head up the whole time, and he puts it down. He never struts. He's just looking, and he's just and I'm going like this, and I'm just moving. And when I got to about right here, I turned my whole hip sideways and got on him just like that and shot him. No, you don't have to have camo to kill a turkey. And, you can wear about anything, kill a turkey. But camouflage is not for you have to have it to kill a turkey, or Mossy Oak is not you have to have it to kill a turkey. It is for them setups just like that. That's not the best. You're not very well hidden, and you move if you have to move. You move slow, but it's just like that tree. This is a little darker tree, but the tree I was against, it was almost perfectly the pattern of this camouflage. And I do believe it pays off. I really do, and that's why I wear it. That's why I believe in it, and that's why I won't wear nothing else. So, but I got away with a lot of movement, and you just move slow. But anyway, just being quiet and not calling and just shutting your mouth and just wait him out. I know it's hard. It's really hard to because everybody likes to call and hear him gobble. But if he's hung up and he's not moving, you can sit there all day and you're going to waste your time. And finally, he's just going to gobble right on out of your life. And because he's expecting that hen to come to him because you're sitting down there, telling him you love him so much, and he's like, well, hey, come on up here. So you play hard to get. You just shut up and let him think them hens have just left and not interested, and he'll just come working his way right on in. And done it many, many times, and many of you that's experienced have done it many, many times. But I think a lot of times we just tend to forget that because we are so into calling. We're so into wanting to gobble back at us. But the best turkey call a lot of times is just nothing at all. Sit down, put your box call down, put your slate call down, put your turkey call on the roof of your mouth or whatever, or just hold it in your mouth and don't say nothing. And a lot of times he'll work right on it. He'll come in quiet. Now he gobbled one time coming in, and I could tell he was a little bit closer. He was up on that ridge about 100, 115, 120 probably yards. And then the last time he gobbled, he was probably about 75. I could tell he come a little bit closer, and that was probably 10 minutes before I saw him. And so when he gobbled that last time, I was sitting there and I smiled and I was like, come on. I ain't gonna say nothing to you. You come right on looking for me. And sure enough, he did. And but it was an exciting hunt. It was a little bit hard. I mean, he was stubborn, but then having to turn on him, that was that was lucky there. But I knew he was about to go by me, and I only had one lane over here to shoot through, and I did. I turned totally around and got the gun totally pointed in an opposite direction. So you can get away with movement if you got the right camo and you got the right setup, and a lot of times you can get away with more than you think. But you just have to really be careful when you do it. But pretty turkey, and Ohio has been good to me this year, which it always is. It was last year, it is this year, and look at that. Ain't that pretty? Beautiful gobblers up here. Really is about my favorite state outside of Virginia, a home state, and Missouri. Well, Missouri, of course, where I live now, but there's still nothing like them Virginia hardwood ridge runners. But I tell you what, I love hunting up here. I love to, that's why I come back every year. And they're just beautiful turkeys, big turkeys, and they got a good gobble on them, and that's what I like. So anyways, just wanted to remind everybody this late season, if he's hung up, shh, don't say nothing. If he knows you're there, wait him out. Subscribe to this channel. I appreciate all of you that subscribed this year and all of our new subscribers. The channel just keeps growing and growing. Let's try to get to 10,000 before turkey season is over. So share this with all your friends, share it with all your buddies, tell your buddies about it. All you new subscribers, go back and watch some of the older footage from back a few years ago or whatever. You may get some helpful tips there. And also go over to Facebook. Just hit that link in the description and come over there and like and follow me there and stay with me all year long. Hey, turkey season's on a roll still. Most know that I really had a struggle there in April, man. I mean, I had a struggle. I killed, one turkey there the whole month of April. It was just they just henned up, but now they're starting to lose their hens, and now the late season's starting to get right. So, this has really been a good week. So don't give up. Go out there and just keep going until it's over. And now I'm going to go back tomorrow and back to Virginia and deal with them turkeys for one more week, and then probably I don't know if we'll roll anywhere else or not. I'm getting really tired. I love it, but I don't know. We may get some late, maybe the last month somewhere, but if not, it's been a good season, and still got a couple more turkeys to get. So let's go out and try to get it. And appreciate all of y'all. Get after it. Don't give up. One's waiting for you this late season.